We still on 2 Samuel. We're still on 2 Samuel. Oh, goody. Thanks for hanging in there, sir. At least we've got some sex in this one to go along with all the treachery. Sex and treachery. That's a great combo. There's a reason why we call it the good book. Nice. Now, David starts this one off by having a little gander at a hot little local gal named Bathsheba. And how do they come to meet? He spies on her from his rooftop while she's taking a bath. Oh, David's a peeping Tom. Sure looks that way. Last time you said David is about to become an absolute rat bastard. Is this a part of that? Oh, the voyeurism barely even registers compared to what's about to transpire. Oh, it gets worse. Okay. Hell yeah. David summons this girl, has sex with her, and she ends up getting pregnant. Whoa, back up. You want to elaborate on any of that? How do you mean? Well, David's seduction of this woman. There must be a story there. And what are Bathsheba's thoughts on all this? Is she actually interested in building a relationship? What are you on about? She's just a T-fib. Pardon me? She's just a typical female in the Bible. Oh, well, then never mind. Oh, I won't. Well, okay then. Hey, isn't David married? Very. So is Bathsheba, now that you mention it. Oh, so this is straight up adultery. Oh yeah. Wasn't adultery branded a capital offense back in Leviticus? Oh yeah. Whoops. Whoopsie. So, shoot, it's even explicitly forbidden in the commandments. Uh-huh. So, is God planning on snuffing these two? He's just going to give them a pass for now. Doesn't it set a terrible precedent when God doesn't enforce his own edicts? Especially with his own chosen man. David is the undisputed leader of God's chosen people. Shouldn't he be a role model? Look, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about God's wishy-washy enforcement of his unchanging, immutable laws. Sure, let me get off that thing. Great. So, with Bathsheba pregnant with his child, David recalls Bathsheba's husband, Uriah, from his current military campaign and tells him to go home to his wife. I get it. He wants the husband to sleep with Bathsheba so her pregnancy doesn't arouse suspicions. Oh, that's a bingo. David's a sneaky little bastard. He reminds me of Jacob. God only picks the best of the best to represent his interests. Oh, selecting morally bankrupt people to be your religious leaders is tight. Yeah. So does David's nefarious plan work? No, Uriah is told to go home, but he doesn't feel it's right for him to enjoy the comforts of his home and his marriage while Israel is still prosecuting a war. Uriah sounds like a real man of honor and integrity. Oh, he is. Maybe God should replace David with Uriah. Just forget about that. Oh, okay, I will. Great. So if Uriah doesn't go home to Bathsheba, David is going to have a hard time getting out of this little predicament. Oh no, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yep, God stands by and does nothing while David arranges for Uriah to be killed in battle. What? And then David swoops in and takes Bathsheba as yet another wife. Let me get this straight. God damn it. God's chosen man, who may go down in history as perhaps one of the greatest leaders of the Jewish people, exploits his superior social status to indulge a carnal relationship with some woman and ends up getting her pregnant, which is a capital offense in these archaic times. I hate it when you do that. And God doesn't do or say anything while this is happening. And as if that wasn't bad enough, this absolute rat bastard, and those were your words, well chosen by the way, this motherfucker conspires to send a good honorable man to certain death just so he can add another piece of ass to his already considerable harem. Jeez, when you put it like that, it sounds like... Like what? What does it sound like? Well, God sometimes works his mysteries through some flawed individuals. Oh, wow. Fuck off. And if you can't accept that, that's your problem. The problem is, Rat Bastard is way understating the level of craven treachery you've just described. And God's utter inaction makes him complicit in all of this. Here, I'll put down that David's actions displeased the Lord. Displeased the Lord? That's the best you can do. Fine, how about this? I'll say God has a prophet show up and tell David that his other wives will be given to another man who will have sex with him in broad daylight. How the hell is that going to help? God's solution to David's adultery is more adultery. Damn it. Are you suggesting that God forcing David's wives into adultery is somehow an appropriate punishment for David's despicable acts of evil? How about this? Someone has to suffer for David's transgressions, right? Yeah, how about David? Nah. how about we kill the child that David sired with Bathsheba? What? No! I'm pretty sure that'll teach David a lesson. You're going to have the ultimate intelligence in the universe, the arbiter of all morality, punish David by killing his blameless child. Sure, why not? How about directly punishing David for demonstrating such abject wickedness? Dadgum, you sure have a soft spot for human babies. Oh yeah, how clueless and backwards of me. You really should re-examine your priorities. Oh, I'll do that. So God enforces a mass adultery event and he kills the baby. God is so good. Always. Anyway, now that David has been properly chastised, he has some awesome sex with his hot new wifey, and she gives birth to another child. Does God kill this one or cripple him in both feet or anything? No, nothing like that. In fact, for some reason, God really likes this new kid. Why? I don't know. Well, okay then. So, you've spent most of this one describing one of the most reprehensible humans we've ever seen mentioned in the Bible. No. He's a great leader. Oh, whatever. You do have a point, though. What if I focus the next chapter on someone even worse? I see. Make the next guy so bad that David shines in comparison. Exactly. That's gonna take some doing. How are you going to write a character more loathsome than David? Yeah. How am I gonna do that? I mean, he had sex with another man's wife. Oh, what if the target of the next guy's carnal lust isn't another man's wife? I'm not sure what you mean. I haven't used this plot device since the book of Exodus, but now's as good a time as any. What are you getting at? Sometimes it's best if things are kept in the family.